dirty. And we do have... Wow!
Oh no!
You gotta be kidding
Oh
me.
my goodness!
If you thought qualifying at Martinsville was impressive, well, how about this? Justin Paris is scoring his second pole position in a row in a track that has never been at, and what could possibly be the toughest track on the calendar as of yet. But of course, we have 25 laps to see if we can capitalize on it, or we were going to see somebody else take the throne here in Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 8 of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series. Welcome to the Combos 180 at Circuit Trois-Rivieres. Hello everybody, my name is Alex Vitale. Welcome to Canada. Welcome back to Canada, should I say more, for the second road course event of the year and the first of two events outside of the United States. The second one will be in Mexico City, much more a bit later in the year. I think around before or after. Shortly before or shortly after the All-Star race, but I'm not too sure about that. But yeah, we're gonna do the second race. The second race outside of this will be Mexico. But yeah, as I stated in the pre-qualifying and in qualifying, this is possibly one of the toughest tracks that these drivers will have to face because it's a short track with all its gimmicks and quirks, and as you can see from your screens, Justin Paris ended up scoring his second pole position in a row in a super difficult track that he has never been at. So, yeah, I think this, this effectively proves that Perez should be a guy to look forward to not only for the rest of the year, but also for the 2026 season. Assuming we actually do end up making a 2026 season, but that's a thing that we're going to talk about. That's a thing we're going to talk about once we get there. But we should focus on the now. And Perez is on the lead. Perez is on pole position. Second alongside him is Bryce Egan, who, if you remember, was the winner last time we were on a road course at Circuit of the Americas, where second behind Egan was his teammate in Leonard Koshmar. So, and we actually have plenty of favorites for today's race. As you stated, Paris is a pole position. He did a fantastic job of qualifying. Egan because of the win at Austin, but also we got Gary Movedel, who's starting in, let me check it out real quick. Movedel is starting in 11th, so just outside of the top 10, who's got this weird performance boost in Canadian races, as you saw last year in both the appearances for Evans Ross Racing and the Checker Flag in the Cup and Grand National Series last year. But also we got Nathan Stapleton, who's been like one of the fastest guys around. Then we got Jeffrey Finn guy, who's keeping the momentum from the win at Martinsville, and we got a lot of people that could potentially challenge for the win. So yeah, this race is gonna be very, very exciting, which way you slice it. But we got 25 laps to figure that one out, and what shall we say, guys? Shall we start the dance?
Drivers, start your engines!
The command was given. These drivers will roll on any second now. There we go. As for qualifying, Justin Paris will start on pole position. Alongside him is Bryce Egan. Then is Zachary Fitzwater, Roger Fogelman, Roberto Crown Jr., Jeffrey Fingay, Andrew Williams, Nathan Stapleton, Luke Evans, and Tom Slow rounds up the top 10. And as I stated in pre-qualifying, we have Skep Silver and Alexander Rowe and William Donuts, the three extra drivers that have been fielded as of right now. And of these three guys, only Silver and Rowe made it into the main event, while unfortunately Donuts is out. As is Jack Haas once again and Hunter Mendoza. And I think also Eric Monaco, if I remember correctly. Hold on a second. I think it was Eric Monaco that they auto-joined the DQ, but I could be wrong. But yeah. So 25 laps at a track that is much, much shorter than Circuit of the Americas, but arguably just as difficult, if not a little bit more. Yeah, I'm not saying a little bit more, but it's going to be just as difficult as as the track in Austin. Last couple of corners for these guys. Under the first racing.net banner they go, which is what eventually iRacing became. A little fun fact. Here's pit road, and the pace car is going to pull into the pits any second now. There we go. So Justin Perez and Bryce Egan will lead us to the green flag. No cautions because this is a road course. Around the chicane they go. And a couple more seconds and it's time to race hell. And green flag is in the air. We're away at Trois-Rivieres. Is already taking the lead and has taken a sensible gap from Justin Perez, who will not be attacked by Richard goes now up to second place, and he's going to put the 17 car as the thing into the pit squad. The two Ferrari guys are fighting each other. Into the hairpin they go. Finn guy should have been better line, but now Fitzwater and Fitzwater has a bad accident. They're still side by side into the second hairpin, and Finn guy should have the better line. In fact, he does, and he wins this battle, while Fitzwater manages to close the door on as they come into the chicane. And Bryce Egan is going to lead the lap number 1 here at Trois-Rivieres. Second will be Roger Fogelman, then Justin Perez, Jeffrey Finca, and second Fitzwater, Will Brown Jr., David Stapleton, Tom Sloan, Andrew Williams, then is Luke Evans, who's dealt with, is under attack by Garen Bodell, who just took care of his teammate. They're side by side as somebody was right. Ooh, Bodell goes wide. Ooh, he almost brushed just the entire wall, but that was in the end. Again, that's going to be position to Evans. In the meantime, Fogelman is catching up to the 93.7 of Egan. Let's check out the time. Still going to be fine here. Start part dealing with right keys, and there's a lot of caution down the field. Ooh! There's a bit of a moment between Keys and RB Gardner. As we go back up front, and pretty much everything is still relatively everyone is sticking this on single file, except for Deliver and Miller. Deliver should have the better line with the chicane. Now Miller should have the better line. They're still side by side, and this is for what is this for 18? No. Whatever, now he goes little on the inside of Miller. Miller going to shut the door, side by side between Sashray and Alford, as you can see, and Sashray is going to win this, and there goes Alford inside of Sashray, also blocking, also managed to block Duncan Ward. Then back at the front, and Egan is pulling away from the 95 car. He looked for a bunch for a couple of laps. I would say what, one lap ago that he was going to catch up, but that didn't happen. But Finn guy did catch up on Justin Perez, but now Perez has put a bit a safety gap on the last runner of the winner, Martinsville. Let's check out the rear of the field in the meantime. All single file. There goes the partner. There's a bunch of damage on the inside of on the outside, which is more of RB Gardner. And Gardner should have a better line. My partner's not getting in, and this is for 39th place. This is for not finishing last. They're still side by side. And now Parton is going to win the drag race into turn 1. There we go, unless Gardner has anything to say about it. No, Parton is going to shut the door. Let's go back up front. There's Moment now. Okay. It looks to me the tires are already starting to getting a bit. Most of the tires are already starting to suffer a little bit. Meantime, here's Alexander Grove on the second of 7 scheduled races. Dealing with Brendan Beal, there's Joshua Harrison. That is the M45 all Michael Gutierrez. Behind him is Kev Silver. Silver on his third race, I think. Yeah, third race because Rose on his second. Yeah, okay. But yeah, the situation on the up front has pretty much calmed itself down. They have some pretty sizable gaps from each other, so yeah, let's check out the rear of the field to see what's going on. Everybody's pretty much on the single file. There's one of those got it in the field. So 5 laps already in the, no, 4 laps are in the books, we're lap 5. And Egan is going to complete lap number 5 in a couple of corners. But yeah. There goes Egan into the chicane. So at this point, if the situation is like this for the rest of the race, we'll have to wait pit stops to possibly see some sort of major, or some sort of grid shot, some sort of shake-up. But in the meantime, pretty much everybody is single file. Still looking at the rear of the field. There is caution car. For the 99 car. Oh, and parties on the pits, possibly to repair damage. So already we have a little bit of drama party in the pits, probably because they're just some damage. And yes, I am still saying, as you can see, there's a bit of here more. There's big guy closing in on Perez. And the thing is, actually, these guys can actually get some really good runs off of the hard braking sections, but then more often than not, these guys, more often than not, the guy ahead of them manages to get the better exit. The slow chicane they go. Lap number 6 is in the books, and I think Bryce Egan has led every single lap up until now. You sort of think I tried for a two of Paris, but he thought better of it. And there is Parton outside of the pits. Now he's gonna get lapped after just 7 laps. And of course that's gonna cause a lot of chaos. So we might finally see some more drama after 7 laps of relative calm. Of course, it depends if these guys can actually reach in time before, and he can big guy Perez, or if he did, they were really close in hitting him. But in the meantime, Egan has Parton in his sights. Parton wasn't at the still hasn't had the good result at all in this 2025. Well, that he had in 2024. He was constantly one of the cars that him and the 98 car that is currently driven by Gene Stanari, but back last year was driven by Kazakhev and Sokolov, were the guys that constantly failed to qualify for the race. And I remember that one time where Sokolov managed to qualify for the race, but the race ended immediatly because his engine expired. So, yeah, pretty much not the best of luck for Jackson Kelsey's team. Who also, reminder, got himself involved in a bit of drama last year with his decision to make complete black cars for a couple of races. Naturally was rejected by PSRLA officials. In the meantime, Egan is still I think he's still dealing, actually now he's getting very, very close to the 97 car, but still, right now, no good chance to overtake him. So of course he will try to overtake him as soon as he possibly can, because this guy is coming in. He was just a fastest of a second at around on the last lap, so let's see what gap is going to be on this lap. And is it going to be... Okay, 7/10, still not bad. Actually, I'm surprised that it's like 7/10 because they look much more closer. Like if Fogelman can do it, he could absolutely go for a dive bomb. But yeah, judging by the distances, you could almost make that Fogelman can actually go for a dive bomb. But right now, it's still a bit far away to try really anything. Unless you're gonna get the lead on the field, because nothing has changed. So yeah, I guess it was bound to actually have a race that was this. Well, I'm gonna say Borfest. We were bound to have a race that is not so action-packed, as Egan still struggles to find a way past an apartment that is allowing Fogelman to catch up, as well as Paris and Guy. Lap number 9 is in the books, and now time for lap number 10. Only 5 thousandths of a second is the gap between Fogelman and Egan. Pretty much still all regular. And speaking of Avery Alford, from this race onwards, he will be the only Gamebridge-sponsored car because Gamebridge dropped the Hunter Mendoza's ride. So, if in the case Mendoza is able to qualify for the next race, he will don a completely black car, except for the other race, which is yellow, but the car will be completely black. And of course, that makes sense because I'm actually disqualifying, but. Okay, it makes sense why Gamers will focus on Alford because Alford is the highest qualified car of the now formerly two Gamers sponsor rides, so that makes sense. In the meantime, lap number 10 is in the books. Now time for lap number 11. And still the gap is still that between Egan and Fogelman, so at this point we'll have to wait for pit stops for any kind of shake-up here in the standings. And as far as I'm concerned, as far as from the rest of the field, this car ended up taking over. So yeah, that's actually really impressive, all things considered. Perez, Big Guy, Fitzwater, Ron Jr., Stapleton, Sloan, Andrew Williams, and Luke Evans run up top 10. And there's Greg Molinell just outside of the top 10. 11th, he tried to overtake Evans. He overtook Theo and wasn't able to try to overtake Evans because he overshot the corner and couldn't do it. As Egan crossed the line to complete lap number 11 and start lap number 12. We are at the halfway point of the race almost. And the gap is still 500 of a second, should I say more, between Egan and Fogelman. At this point, we'll have to wait pit stops, which honestly, I have no idea where they're going to start. And who's going to be first? Who's going to be the driver who will break the... will finally be the one who dives into the road. That's often apart for obvious reasons, but that's because of damage system in the car. Okay, guys, it's very close to Perez, but not enough room to try for an overtake. Now, nope, and the figure goes a bit wide. Perez gets a much better exit off of that corner, so he's going to stay ahead. Still no pit stops for these guys, and yeah, they pretty much this top 10, actually the top 11 has pretty much made a big gap between 12 downwards. So yeah, that's actually just to show how fast these guys are going. And yeah, lap number 12 laps already in the books. Lap number 13, we are officially at the upper point of the race. There's Alexander Rowe currently in 13th, while the other part-timer in Skip Silver is in 16th. Behind the very similar looking behind the very similar looking car of Gutierrez. I need to just swap the sponsor from Amazon Prime to launch back in the car that is very like. That is very alike. But in the meantime, there's Fender going wide. And Egan is about to complete lap number 13. There's still no pit stops for these guys. Go and but kudos to the park. Despite the damaged car, he's using the fact that this is a road course to avoid getting lapped. So kudos to the turn off the 97 car as Egan completes lap number 15 and now it's lap number 14. And by this point, he should have clinched the bonus point for most laps led. Also because he has led every single lap up until now. If this was Formula 1, if he else scored the fastest lap of the race, that would have been a Grand Chelem, because Grand Chelem is a pole position win, led, and the fastest lap, and the race from start to finish. But we don't have that in stock car racing, so yeah, there's that. But still, that would be a very impressive run for Egan if we can actually pull it off. Of course, we'll have to see when these drivers are going to are going into the pits, and still nothing. Nobody is pulling the trigger to pull into the pits. Isn't enough? Oh, actually, never mind. Actually, there we go. No, Fitzwater and Brown are the first drivers to pull into the pits with 12 laps to go. And let's focus on these guys first. I will assume there will be 4 tires for both of them. As now Silver gets into the pits, so finally, and does Davidson and Little into the pits, as is Alfred. And it's going to be 4 tires, I would assume. Yep, it's going to be 4 tires for Fitzwater and Crown. Let's see who's going to beat this battle. It's going to be Fitzwater and Crown, and Alfred is going to come out as well. Lightning fast time. Okay, as I stated in qualifying, that pit lane is very sketchy. But yeah, and Egan is going. Okay, Egan is going slow. What happened to the car? What's going on with Bryce Egan? Something is wrong with that car. He pulls into the pits, but Fogelman continues for yet another lap. I have no idea what just happened to Bryce Egan, but that essentially ruined. That could have possibly ruined the chance of winning. 10 laps to go here at Trois-Rivieres. Fogelman is in the lead. Second is Jeff Finguy. Third is Justin Paris. Then Nathan Stapleton. Tom Sloan. Actually, let's check out the drivers. Okay, so Alexander Rowe pitting, Miller pitting, Trevor Williams Jr. pitting, Bernardo Oliveira pitting. You saw there. I think that's Jonathan Carrison pitting as well. You saw Torres pitting as Neely pitting, and there's also Bradley Ream. And I think Egan is going to win this by a bit of a long shot. By okay, ooh, somebody hit the barrier. I think there was Rowe hitting the pit barrier. But in the meantime, let's go back up front, and I would assume these guys will be the next guys to pit. Nope, they still continue. Okay. Okay, Stapleton goes into the pits. Stapleton pitting. And nobody else follows him. No, Movinelli's in the pits. So, actually, Bernardo Oliveira is taking a long time to get out of the pit, so he's definitely there to fix damage rather than, get tires and fuel, I would assume. Fogelman and the Fake Guy are stretching it as much as they possibly can. And I have no idea if this overcut might work. And Fogelman goes wide. It was a slide job for the hot car. Those stars are definitely begging for mercy, and that's gonna allow Fake Guy to make a move on the inside of Fogelman, and Fake Guy is going to take the lead, nice and easy for the winner of Martinsville. But now, as you still see, the tires, these guys want to go to the pits very shortly because the tires are just begging for mercy, I would assume, by now. And let's see, are they finally pitting? No, they're going to continue. They're going to continue. Well then, we got ourselves an interesting scenario as Derogatory is still stuck in the road, so the damage is a lot more serious than we thought. But yeah, Fake Guy is not pitting. Fake Guy, Fogelman, Perez, and Sloan are still on old tires. Either they're stretching it as much as they possibly can, or actually they might try and get no pit stop whatsoever, which would be insane to think about. If you can actually pull off a race with no pit stops, but I'm gonna say it's gonna be the case as Fake Guy finally manages to do what Egan couldn't, and that is to lap 10 apart. There he goes. Now Fake Guy, okay, Fake Guy is, should be hitting on this lap, judging by his line. Now Fake Guy is, yeah, Fake Guy is definitely going to pit, judging by the line, I would assume. Let's see if Fogelman is going to follow him, or they're going to stretch it to yet one more lap, and no, they're going to stretch it to one more lap. Okay, this is mightily interesting. Either they pitted, okay, now Derogatory can finally start the service on the car, but yeah, either they are stretching it as much as they possibly can. I mean, they're clearly stretching it as much as they possibly can, but how long before they start running out of fuel? That's the question. How long is it supposed to last before they can run out of fuel? As Fogelman is catching up to 10 apart. That's Paris, that is Sloan. There's Luke Evans, there's Brady Oliveira, I would assume 2 to 3 laps down, I would assume, yeah, 2 laps down. As is that I 7 to the front, also lap down because he was lapped by the big guy, as you saw there a lap ago. So the top 10 currently is Jeffrey Fake Guy, Reggie Fogelman, Justin Perez, Tom Sloan. That is Luke Evans, the 45 of Angel Gutierrez. That is Colin Sunstring. Finally, Fogelman pits. So the Spartan, and okay, now this guy's finally pit. Let's focus on the leader of the racing, Jeffrey Fake Guy. They finally managed to pit with 7 laps to go. Amazingly enough, that was a very, very impressive stretch for all of these guys. Let's see if the overcut has worked. And there goes Fogelman as Sloan and the Fake Guy and Parrot, sorry. And looks like Fake Guy might still have the lead of the race. I think that was contact with Fogelman, and I would assume Perez, maybe? That was a voice crack, but okay, Perez has damage on the front car. That might allow Stapleton. That's going to allow Stapleton to try and move. So side by side. Ooh, Stapleton slides jumps and hits the down barrier. Just going to allow through. Unless Stapleton manages to outbreak both cars. And he's on the outside line, he hit the airpin, and the line. They're still side by side between Perez and Stapleton. 6 laps at Trois-Rivieres, and looks like Stapleton is going to clear the 17 car before even reaching the braking zone. So, if that's for position, that would mean Stapleton would now be in virtual second place. Does he actually have enough time to catch up to this man who looks poised to claim his second win in a row. Of course, we'll have to see once the ticker updates. So Jeffrey Vega is in the lead. There is Stapleton. Stapleton is in fact in second place. So 5 laps to go for Jeffrey Vega and a second, I would say even surprising win in a row, 40-41 car. And you know, I said after my result that this could be the race that finally kicks his championship hopes again. But I wasn't expecting he actually listened to me. But yeah, as there's Bernie Oliveira down 2 laps. There's Fitzwater and Guillermo Vidal, 8% respectively. That guy is through the chicane. 4 laps to go after this. And that's definitely going to. I mean, at this point, we all expect. I'm pretty sure we all wanted Ryan Durai to perform well because, I mean, we all know that COVID. We all know his esteem issues. His self-esteem issues. So, if seeing Finn guy winning 2 in a row is generally is honestly a really good thing to see. But of course, he still has 4 laps to go before he can say he got it again. But in the meantime, there's Evans stuck in the pits, permanent damage, or unless I think he retired. I think Evans retired, so we have to check that one out. Let's go back up front. There goes Fitzwater on the outside of Andrew Williams. This is for 7th place, I would assume. Again, that's another voice crack. Again, I'm sick. Apologies. And Fitzwater is going to win this little battle. Now he's got, it's for 6th. Now Fitzwater has Fogelman in sights. 3 laps to go left for Jeffrey Finga and a second win. But yeah, it's really good to see a Toronto car perform this well after performing this well. Because, I mean, if this doesn't show that Ryan is a competent team owner, I don't know what does. As you said, Fogelman tried to defend it pretty well against a possible attack from Fitzwater, as it now puts a safety gap between himself and the Aussie driver. Yeah, it sounds like, oh my god. Yeah, this happens when you're commentating while you're being sick. You get this puberty spikes. But oh dear lord. Anyway, 2 laps to go for Jeffrey Finn guy. Again, I apologize for that. 2 laps to go for Jeffrey Finn guy and a second win in a row. And Stapleton now, it looks like he might catch up to Tanner Parton, but Parton has been quite the forward on a lot of people's side, unless your name was Jeffrey Finn guy. So yeah. There's Ali Anderson Jr. and other cars were in the pits. I wonder why, possibly because of damage. There's side between Gutierrez and Beal, and maybe also carry some Jr. on the party. But side by side, Beal's going to go wide, and he's going to hit the wall. He's going to hit the wall hard. That's going to allow Gutierrez and Harrison, as well as Silver, and maybe Trevor Williams Jr. as well. Can Beal defend from Trevor Williams, and Jensen looks to be nice and the clear, but Beal is going to fight back. I'm sorry, I apologize for this, but yeah. And Williams finally clears Brandon Beal. He's going to shut the door on him, and that may allow Zane Davidson to take advantage of that. As you saw, and as you may actually didn't saw, Jeffrey Finn guy, 1 lap to go for a second win in a row. And that's definitely going to put his championship hopes back alive. As we stated many times this season, there's nobody who wants to prove, who wants to win this championship more than this guy, because Finn guy, pun intended by the way. There's nobody who wants to win this championship more to prove that the championship he got in 2024 wasn't a fluke because it was cut short. And around the chicane he goes for the final time. Right, left, and into the straight. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our second, we have a two consecutive winner. Jeffrey Finn guy wins at Trois-Rivieres, his second win in a row. First time in 2025 that somebody has gone back-to-back and wins. They go to the second, Justin Perez is in third. A great result. Once again, amazing result for Perez. That'll be Thomas Sloan, Richard Fogelman, Zachary Fitzwater. So both Toronto cars to the top 10. That'll be Andrew Williams, Aaron Bovendell. The solid result for the one car. Then it will be Rutger Jr. and then Bryce Segan rounding out the top 10. Actually, a very, very disappointing result for Bryce Segan considering he started on second. And actually, what I consider a really good result would be Alexander Rowe in 11th. Eliak Gutierrez, Joshua Karras, and Jonathan Karras. Yeah, we're back to the names and the rest of the field, which of course we'll talk about a little bit later. But yeah, very, very impressive win for Jeffrey Finn guy. And there goes into the pits. Amazing result for Finn guy, and that's definitely going to put his championship hopes on track as he drives into his pit stall. All the drivers have finished their race across the finish line, so Jeffrey Finn guy will win at Trois-Rivieres. The combos 180 at Trois-Rivieres, his second win in a row. That will be Nathan Stapleton in second, Justin Perez in third. Again, amazing result for the smart motorsport driver. That will be Thomas Lowe, Reggie Fogelman, Zachary Fitzwater, Andrew Williams, Karen Bovendell, Roberto Brown Jr., and Bryce Segan rounding up the top 10. Alexander Rowe finishes 11th, Scap Silva 14th. And the only retirement will be Luke Evans, while Tenaport and Bernardo Oliveira are the only drivers 1 lap down. As the last remaining cars get into pit road, that was that was a very interesting race. I'm actually surprised that I mean, you just saw there that the overcut absolutely worked. It worked absolute wonders for Finn guy, and of course also for all the drivers that decided to do the overcut. But yeah, I'm actually surprised that those cars lasted for as long as they did. Like, that is actually really, really good. That was an incredible call from both the 95 team and the 41 team, especially the 41 team. But yeah, that was a very, very impressive. I'd say unexpected result because yeah, who was that's just really, really impressive. So. Yeah, that's I think that pretty much encapsulates the race here. I mean, we pretty much got nothing until pit stop happened. I guess we pretty much got nothing until the pit stops happened, and then we got absolutely insane overcut strategy by the winning team, and yeah, we ended up getting a surprise result. We got a surprise qualifying result, and now we got a surprise race result with Finn scoring his second win in a row. So yeah, I mean, we actually, I guess, I mean, again, it's not exactly what this race was, not as action-packed as Austin, but not every race needs to be an action-packed race to be memorable. So yeah, there's that. And with that, let's check out the championship standings. And we're back here at Circuit Trois-Rivieres for the Combos 180 that has just finished. And the championship standings speak of Nathan Stapleton, new championship leader. Second is Zane Davidson, 11 points behind the Toyota driver. Third is Roberto Crown Jr., 15 points behind. That will be Andrew Williams, Jeffrey Fengai, who jumps 5 places to 5th with that win, 40 points behind the 79 car. That will be Gary Movadell, Philip Torres, Tom Sloan, Troy Williams Jr., and Ray Little rounding up the top 10. The biggest jumper being, as we stated, Fengai with 5 places, while the biggest loser is going to be Bernardo Oliveira, losing 4 places. He now drops to 20th place. So yeah, I think there's pretty much nothing else to be said other than the next race is we're not done with the chaos because next race is at Bristol, so fasten your seatbelt, folks, because that is going to be a wild one. And now there's really nothing else to be said other than this has been a special presentation of the 2025 PSRLA Cup Series for Information Network. I'm Alexa Vitale with a completely gone voice, as you can hear. And we'll see you next time for round 9 of the championship at Bristol Motor Speedway. So long, everybody, from Trois-Rivieres. Congratulations again to Jeffrey Fengai.